I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the people around the world, to Mother Earth, to Africa, to the people out there watching me on the UK and right here in the great United States of America. Now, I am excited on this beautiful Monday. Recording this video, putting this video out to the masses is going to be incredible because I have a lot of ish to say. And I first want to start out with some good news. The power of good news is so good to start out with something good. I don't like starting with something bad. I like starting with something good. And right now, according to the New York Times, on day 146, the screenwriters reached a deal with the studios to end their strikes. The Writers Guild of America got most of what it wanted, with actors still on the picket line. However, much of Hollywood will remain shut down. So let's dissect this. The power of a union. They came together over 146 days. This was more days than it took the Lord to, create the earth and name the animals. It took them 146 days. Now, the reason why the writers were on strike because they wanted protection from AI, artificial intelligence, because AI is so powerful that it can write its own scripts, songs, etc. And they were frightened that that was going to replace them. And they also wanted to get paid fairly when they write a show. They want to make sure that they get the proper residuals of checks coming in, because due to the fact of Netflix and Hulu and all of these other sites, they have not been getting their proper due, their proper finances when it comes to, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, every Paramount Plus, so many apps, and they haven't been getting their just amount of money. Now, I'm excited that these writers decided to say, hey, we're not going to take these pennies and take these crumbs. We're going to fight back. And there is more white writers than there are black writers. So white people joining it with black people, this was a beyond color. This was about poverty and not making ends meet. So I hope that all of the parts of America look at this. It's not about race. This is about a system of corporate greed that got their foot on the neck of the lower class. And when I was Googling and I was looking at some writers have to do Uber on the side, Lyft, and etc. to make ends meet, and the show is grossing billions upon billions of dollars. And those writers, the words that the actors are saying on screen, they're not getting that pretty much not getting anything compared to how much money the network and the show is grossing. This is why a lot of the actors are still on the picket line, because they're at a deadline, because they really want what they want, and they want fair treatment and finances, giving them their fair share. They got the clout. They just want the money so they can be able to take care of their children, send their kids to college, to invest, to be able to stay in their home so they can have a mortgage, so they can get out of being a renter. But you can't do that when you're not paying them the right amount of money. Many people in Hollywood have been complaining. I'm focusing more so on the black actors and actresses because I am black. This is a black show. And if white actors and actresses are going through, black actors and actresses are going through even worse, right? Because traditionally, white America, by the net worth or the wealth of white households, is much greater than black households, right? So when you look at the data, so if they're saying, hey, this is injustice, this is unfair, what do you think about the black actors and actresses if they're saying to their people and saying to their loved ones that this is injustice, that this is not right, that this is unfair? What do you think? So when white writers and actors are saying that you're not paying me fairly, this is unjust, let's be clear. Having this unjust system is very disheartening for people that we as American consumers, that we consume these people. And I was shocked that some of those folks are not getting half their just due. This is all about corporate greed. The studios executives are making 300, 400% in profits, and yet their staff that's keeping the shows going, they're not making half of that. And so Billy Porter, a very successful actor, literally had to downsize because he's not making his proper amount. I mean, look at Monique and Candace Vaughn. I hope I'm saying her name right. They are suing the network because the Parkers gross over $1 billion some odd dollars. So you have seen this. This is nothing new. Black people have been screaming inequality forever. And we were knowing the voices of Monique and knowing the voices of Viola Davis and knowing the voices of so many others that have been saying we're not getting paid fairly like our white counterparts. And even white people are saying, listen, some of us are suffering as well. So I hope that people that look at this, the power of a union to shut things down and to say, hey, we refuse to work. We refuse to participate in this unjust, sick platform. We will not work for pennies on a dollar. And some of the studio executives said, listen, we're going to hold out until they're bankrupt. But what they failed to realize, they wasn't making that much money. They had side gigs there. They were doing, you know what I'm saying, writing on the side or writing a book or doing a podcast, becoming a YouTuber, right? Being a Twitch, playing games on Twitch. I can't tell you how many actors I'm seeing on Twitch playing video games just to pay their bills. And yet they're on television. They're known worldwide. And this was what taught me as a brother that when people say, you know what, Wiley, you need the clout. You need the quote unquote exposure. Let's be clear. I don't care nothing about the exposure if I can't pay my bills. What does it profit me to have massive exposure and I can't pay my light bill? I can't pay my phone bill. I can't feed my family. What does that mean that I'm just so well known? I have so many plastic trophies and I can't afford to live in the neighborhood. I can't afford to buy a pair of socks. So that's a lie that from corporate America, those that are making money that you do not see, do not have no type of exposure. They're making the money, but they sell this lie. Well, at least you got some exposure. That means absolutely nothing. That is a lie that they have told us for decades that get the exposure and you will get a check the next time around. No, we want it today. We want it right now. We don't want to wait till the next time around. This reminds me of the civil rights movement when they said, you know what, African Americans, listen, y'all moving too quickly, just wait. He said, we cannot wait. We cannot wait. Black folks said, we cannot wait. We want to ride in the bus anywhere. We don't want to be in the back of the bus. We're not waiting. We want it now. And what did they do? They protest. They went on a strike. They said, we refuse. We boycott. We refuse to ride the bus. And it changed. The Supreme Court said it is unconstitutional to have segregated buses. So we have seen that when people stand up and really be a disruptor and work together. We have the blueprint is out there. And the only thing we have to do is pick up the blueprint and apply what the blueprint have told us and how to be effective. And so I'm glad that the union is really doing their job and not, bending to the greed of corporate America. So when I look at all the people that's here, even with Tyler Perry, have to be criticized. Because Tyler Perry do not pay his people their just due. They're still not being paid fairly compared to white counterparts. Tyler Perry is worth over $1 billion, and a lot of his actors and actresses are not making what they supposed to be getting paid fairly, and he's black. So just because you have a black person, a black executive, a black director, or a black producer, in some cases, when I'm talking to black actors and actresses working the business, they're even worse than the white man or woman. So let's get out of this place that corporate greed don't exist. It does exist. They're making quadruple the amount of a working secretary, a working writer or producer or cameraman. They're making so much money. Those at the top is living well, making billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. And you have an actor that are working at Walmart or have to do Uber and pick you up and beg for a tip and a 5-star rating. That is insulting. And we need to look at this as regular Americans that work regular 9-to-5 jobs. I've always been a disruptor. Whatever job I work at, I've always said that we need to do better as Americans, that we get fair treatment, more benefits, more money an hour, because again, we make the corporations rich. Without workers, there is no corporate America. Corporate America will go away. It's not enough AI to keep corporate America existing. If we all go away, stop working, and stop putting our money in the bank, stop banking, just everybody just stop doing everybody just stop paying rent. There is no AI that can change that. So we have to understand, because of technology, we do have the power. We do have the strong power in this government, in this world. We as workers, as regular citizens of Mother Earth, we hold the power. There is nobody like us that hold the power, because it's more of us than those in corporate America. Now, let's be clear. When I seen this article of them reaching this deal, there was a CEO in Australia said he wishes that the unemployment goes up to 50%, because he said now we're in a time where the workers feel like that the workers saying that y'all need us, that we don't need this job. And he said that's because all of these benefits, he said that can change if the unemployment go up to 50%. What he's saying is, I don't care nothing about the workers. Work harder for less money. And if you don't want to do, you should lose everything that you have. Because of the pandemic, people realize, listen, we're getting screwed, not just in Hollywood, but on the main street, on regular street. We're getting screwed. So that pandemic taught us, many workers around the world say, hey, we're getting screwed. Now you want to give us this extra unemployment checks I've never seen in a day in my life, and I've been working for decades. So now workers are working smart and saying, hey, I'm not going to give you all this extra if you ain't demanding more. So now you see companies have to compete with wages and workers, and have to throw money at them, and have to give them extra benefits, have to give them extra bonuses, because workers are wising up. And there's other ways to make money outside of the traditional corporate America, on the traditional auto industry. You could be an OnlyFans person. You could be a YouTube. You could be a Twitch person. You could be an influencer on TikTok. There's so many. There's so many ways that you can make money, and they know this. That's why they're trying their best to fight back by not giving in. So I'm glad to see the writers in Hollywood that stood up to an unjust system, stood up to an unjust Pharaoh type of system that wanted to keep the people working for absolutely nothing compared to what they're making. They're making absolutely nothing compared to the wealth of those corporate leaders. And so this is why I am glad when I saw this on the New York Times. I said, this is exciting to see something like this, because I never would have thought that they would have reached a deal, because the executives was extremely upset that, the writers even had the balls to even go on strike. They was upset. They was like, oh, wow, really? Y'all are really doing this? And they did it. And they held their ground for 146 days. Why they're reaching a deal is because they understand that Hollywood cannot move without a writer. It cannot move without an actor. It cannot move without an actress. So you're going to have to pay them what they just do. And no union, no person that's a part of a union want to strike. Don't nobody want to strike. That's the last resort of going to putting a vote out there to go on a strike. So I hope that those executives learn from this moment and stop playing these foolish games. Because you know what they say, you play foolish games, you get foolish prizes. Okay, so be very careful. And I stand with my sisters and brothers. That's the writers that stood up. I stand for my brothers and sisters that are in actors that work in Hollywood. I stand with them too. And don't give in. Get everything. Get as much as you can get, because they got it all. Because they going to get it all. So you make sure you demand. At least you should be walking away from the table getting 95%, close to 95% of your thing that you're bargaining for. You should be able to get it off the table, because you all hold the power. Now, I had to say that about that because it was definitely needed to talk about that, because if anybody know me, I've always advocated for justice and equality for people. I've always fought for that when I worked in any type of capacity in healthcare. I've always said, hey, we need to pay people fairly. I worked as a CNA, and I went in rooms and I tell the leaders right in their face, hey, you need to pay us more. This is insulting to give a CNA $15 an hour. How dare you want to give a CNA $15 an hour to take care of your loved ones, your grandmother, your auntie, and you worry, and you now you realize why the state is always in here for not good quality care. You're paying workers $15 an hour, taking care of 60, 70 some residents, and it's supposed to be, it's budgeted for 6, 7, 8, or 9 people, and only 3 people show up. Yes, it will not be no top quality care. No, it will not be no 5-star quality care. It's close to impossible to take care of people with Hoyer lifts and sit-to stands and bedridden and obese people and so many medical problems, and you want to put that on 3 people? Absolutely not. So I stood up to leaders. I've stood up to supervisors, to owners, and got escorted out many places by the police, because I will continue to stand up for what is right. And I didn't mind being escorted out by the police, because my ancestors told me many, many times ago, just doing the research, that if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. I will not sit aside and to see myself and my people being screwed over. And when it's time to speak in that meeting, I talk. And I talk very loud, not like angry, but I get my point across, very professional. And they stopped having a lot of those meetings, a lot of those town hall. I remember we had a town hall at a particular job, and it was actually, well, what can we do to bring back the morale or raise the morale in the company? I said, sir, that's a good answer. I mean, that's a good question. I have a great answer to that. Raising the wages will rise up, will help us to, well, we won't come in here sad or upset. You need to raise it. It is so sad that half of the employee is on government assistance, and they're working because they can't afford to pay their bills because you're not paying us enough. Y'all are grossing millions of dollars. This is a for-profit company. And so when you start understanding the books and the data and the understanding of a company, they were shocked that this black man was standing up speaking about the system. And I did this right here in Texas, right? I don't play no games when it comes to standing up for workers' rights. And I've gotten that because of Monique, how she was standing up for equality. Yes, I've lost jobs because of it. I was escorted out by the police. I don't mind, because my people have always showed me the way to go, that if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. I can't allow corporate America to continue to abuse, to suck out the energy of us that when we work, because without the workers, there is no corporate America. So I am encouraged by this deal of the writers. I am encouraged by this, seeing my brothers and sisters that are actors in Hollywood on the picket lines, because that keeps me, that put fuel in my spirit that I will continue to stand up for what is right right here in America, what is right in the things that we participate in. So I could go on and on and on, because you could tell I'm speaking from a worker's perspective, and I'm speaking from entrepreneur perspectives. I'm both, but I cannot allow people to corporate greed continue to thrive in this system, and I have to speak against it. And this is why I'm using my platform, something that I control and own, to be able to tell you how I really feel, because it's somebody that's watching right now, though you're not a writer, though you're not an actor, you are a janitor or cook or a pastry chef, or you are a person that work at Walmart or Amazon and many other places around the world. You may be a CNA, or you may be a housekeeper. You can't pay your bills. You're sitting watching me right now, and you are in the negative. You don't have a savings of $1,000 for an emergency. It don't exist. You're halfway out the door homeless. So I'm speaking to you that we must, as people, continue to be unified and to participate in the process, and to disrupt it by participating in the political process, telling your senators and your congresspeople, your city representative to say, hey, you need to propose a legislation and put it as law to help and give workers more benefits and more hourly wages. But in order, don't just complain on the sideline, complain to those people that actually have the power, make laws, be a disruptor. Do not allow them to continue to screw you over. Be loud and continue. Bring a chair, sit down, protest, demand, petition sign, and do this with everybody else. Use your social media, use your TikTok, use your Twitch, use your OnlyFans to demand change for workers around this country, because workers around this country is getting screwed. And if white America is suffering in wages, they're complaining, what the hell you think black workers are going through right here in this country? Let's be crystal clear on that. I will never forget, I interviewed somebody from the Bahamas, and he said, if America get a cold, the Bahamas get the flu. That's the same thing with white America. If white America get a cold and they're talking about economic anxiety, what the hell you think black folks are going through? Hell, we are pretty much on our deathbed if they have economic anxiety, if they don't feel, they're going through things financially. What do you think we're going through? And they have pretty much all the wealth compared. We have nowhere near the type of wealth of home ownership that white America have. So let's be crystal clear on that. I'm not going to go into a whole sermon about that, but let's not play no games. Now, I had to put that in there. And, I go on because, I'm a worker and I'm an entrepreneur, But I got to be clear. I got to keep it real, because if I don't keep it real, who am I? I'm not real if I don't keep it real. Now, let's get into, I would say, let's take that down here. Let's get into Tory Lanez here. Now, Tory Lanez decided to post something on his Twitter. They decided to post something about him on Twitter. And Megan Cuniff decided to post that he fears for his life. He feel like he's going to get deleted and he don't feel protected. And, of course, we did a YouTube short about Tory Lanez and about the safety of Tory Lanez and all of the things that comes with being a celebrity 5'4" in prison. So we have, of course, put this out on the internet about this, and I'm going to show y'all the screenshot that I have that Megan Cuniff put out. And of course, I may even play. Yeah, I should play even the short that I made. And of course, I got dragged for writing or producing that short, but I spoke from the heart. Now, let's go right here. Let me, of course, zoom in on this so you all can see it here. Okay, now I'm going to screen share this, as you all can see right here, and let me make sure I make it a little bit bigger here. She said, this is why protective custody exists. Someone who's been in prison 3 times told me the CDC will never allow that dude to walk mainline level 4 or 3 for sure. They will K-word him his first day on the yard. Kelly is stacked with hitters. No other state is like it. Tory Lanez is scared for his life in prison after the Megan Thee Stallion S word. So it's nowhere in the world that they should allow this. But I think he knows this. I think he's in protective custody. I think Tory Lanez is saying all of this stuff to gain some type of sympathy from the public. He wants people to be scared and cry and say, oh my gosh, really Tory Lanez is going through this? Oh my gosh, I'm so sad for the little man. He's going through all of this. Oh, let's all rally around and pray. Yes. Do I want any harm to come to him in prison? No. But I do want him to have the fear is so he never do this again. He decided to pull out a device and pound her in her foot. And now he have to deal with the consequences. And a major failure for Tory Lanez that he allowed weird, sick people on the internet to gas him up to not take a plea deal. You knew you did it, bruh. I can understand if you were Brian Banks and you didn't do it and you standing up for what is right and you just, you know what, I'm going to take it to trial. No, you were guilty as guilty can be. You tried to pull this route that you were an innocent black man. You stalked, harassed Megan Thee Stallion. Then you hired other bloggers that was neglecting kids they don't have custody of to go and stalk Megan Thee Stallion with videos, with lies and slanderous allegations. Then you ordered your followers to go after Megan Cuniff and to drag a reporter, all because you lost the case. And then also, in doing trial, when you were getting your sentence or being in prison, then you decided to cuss out Megan Cuniff and say, F you, you googly eyed woman. Now you in prison. Now you want some sympathy. I'm not giving you sympathy. You did a serious, vicious crime, tried to destroy Megan Thee Stallion, and then you taunted her, harassed her, showed up to events, even though you had she had a restraining order against you from the courts. You still showed up where she was at. So you deserve to go through this, because I'm not playing at all. They gave you a deal that you would have been out of prison within 2.5 years. You already served a lot, so you would have been out probably next year. But you allow yourself to deal with these people, and now you are going through hell in prison. Prison is not nice. Prison is not Candyland. Prison is not Yoni Land. Prison is prison, and prison is a place where you're supposed to get correction, come out of that a new man. Now, you're different than many of those prisoners, because when you come out, you can write a book, you can do a documentary. It's so many things that you're going to be able to do to have more money, right? Even while you're behind prison doors, you can still write a book about your experience, and it will still sell. So it's not like you're like Pookie and Ray Ray that don't have any family, that don't have, that don't have nobody. You have a social media army. You have a blogger, a woman that you walk past and she had on soggy chest meat. You have her to do all of your dirty work. So you have things that the regular person that's been incarcerated don't have. And yes, there is innocent black men and women, Latino men, even some whites that are in prison and they don't supposed to be. They're innocent, but you're not one of those men, right? You are guilty. And a lot of folks came out and lied. Even those that sat in that courtroom, sat on the front row before they were banned, saying you beat this case, you won. It was a 3-point. He did it, and it came out that was all a lie. The jury of your peers said guilty on all counts. Now you have to deal with the shoulda, I coulda, I shouldn't have did that. Now you have to do with all that. Now you have to deal with all that guilt, and it's going to eat you up. I don't know if you're going to survive or not going to survive. We don't know. But one thing I do know, Megan Thee Stallion is going to have a successful career. She was performing with Beyonce. She's slimming down. She's not on social media. She's doing something that Cardi B needs to do, is by detoxing off social media, doing the work, because Cardi B is a very foolish woman, always on the internet. That's what I love about Megan. She's taking a break from the internet. Let her staff handle it. Don't bring it to me. Let me deliver my good work and move on. That's what Cardi B's stupid self should be doing, is not allowing yourself to be on the internet. And Nicki Minaj stupid behind should have. The both of them are just stupid women. I told y'all I don't like neither one of them like personally as women, because they're trashy as women. They tweet. None of them got no album out. None of them on tour. None of them perform with Beyonce. They just argue with each other, playing with each other, and hoping that they man ain't cheating on them. One with an adult, another one with a teenage girl. So I could just go on and on and on about it. But Tory Lanez, back to you, sir. You deserve to be in there. And let's hope that you, Tory Lanez, don't get it in with a bottom hottie. Because there's plenty bottoms that love Megan Thee Stallion that do be in there and that will create some damage to you. Let's just pray that won't happen. Let's pray that it won't happen, that somebody won't take your innocence, because you are a small man. You're short. You're a little person. And now I want to play you all this short here that I put out, and it got the Tory Lanez crew upset. It got the mob people upset. They're pissed off at Wiley. Ask me, do I care? No, I don't. but I'm going to continue to show you all this short that I put out so you all can hear it. Here I go. Okay. Great Megan Cuniff. This is why protective custody exists. Because when you are a celebrity, you need protective custody because you are a target. It may be a hottie on the down low, a hottie bottom in prison that might want to throw them hands. Tory Lanez, you have no sympathy. You should have kept your hands, your weapon to yourself. You didn't. And now you have to go through the consequences. Listening to the blogs of the lies that Milagro Grams have said that you were innocent. Listening to DJ academics, and now they're laughing at you eating crab legs at this very moment. Now you're in prison for the next 10 plus years. Your son will be older to drive. And now you want sympathy. You won't be able to put that wig piece in your head. And now you're afraid for your life. Go in protective custody, clown. You deserve it. Right. As you all can see, that is exactly what I put out on the internet, right? I put it on the short. Make sure y'all go check it out. It was incredible. I love doing it. And people were upset. It was like a mixed reaction. And people saying you're so obsessed and you're evil and etc. No, what was evil for him to pick up that black pow and hit her and on her foot, okay? That was evil, right? Me giving my commentary is nowhere near evil. Actually, it's helping bring an awareness to men like this short man to say, hey, you need to be in prison, not on the outside doing an album. Now, all of those people that congratulated him, embraced him in a hug, told him, yes, 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 they all moved on with their lives. And eventually, we're going to forget about Tory Lanez for a while unless he do something to stay relevant. There's many other things he can do. I mean, I saw an OnlyFans person. He's screwing in prison and got an OnlyFans account where he's getting it in his bread basket and his sausages. And I'm not talking about something from McDonald's. If you don't know what a bread basket and a sausage, come to my members only, and I will definitely break down what a sausage and a bread basket is. But he's getting it in, blowing his back out with somebody's husband, literally on a OnlyFans. And I don't even know how they're able to do that. You in prison and you getting your back blown out. Not only that, we knew everybody getting their back blown out in prison, but never in my day that you actually got it on the OnlyFans. This is on the OnlyFans, and I will show y'all who it is, but he's doing it on OnlyFans, no condom, and that's somebody's husband, right? And then you wonder why some of you women are itching, discharging, and burning sensations, going through sick and clogging up pus and etc. because your man is getting it in prison. So let's not be clear. Like it goes down in prison. So they're getting it in. Like I have a family member in prison. He calls every day, every single day. Send a cash out for what? You in prison. Like, I just don't understand it. This prison of you being in prison back in the 1990s or the 80s or even the early 2000s is totally different than being in prison now. People getting phones, they're on social media, they're doing TikToks, they're doing commentary in prison. They're calling in to Kendra G. They're playing with themselves, talking to Lonnie Love and so many other comedians, Lunel and etc. Like, this is what they are doing, and that's why some people love going there. They become greater criminals in prison. Prison is not what it's just so many people, like they have social media accounts, and they be posting on there, going on videos. And so it's a lot because my thing is just how you're able to get phones in prison. So if you're getting phones in prison, that means you're getting that powder in prison, booger sugar in prison. And so you can get devices to delete people in prison. So I understand what Tory Lanez is going through. I mean, I don't know personally, but I can understand the dangers of it because you is a target. I mean, you short and you got the glue all in your head. We know exactly who you are. You are a worldwide figure. You are a worldwide figure. And you fearing that a hottie, a bottom hottie or a bottom loose booty hottie is going to delete you. That's what your fear is, you know? And I also said that Nicki Minaj, maybe he's upset with Nicki. Maybe so. That Nicki is not getting her barbs. You know, she got plenty of barbs in prison. Is they going to give her any type of barb protection? And she could have put out there, you actually look up to her. You actually look up to me. Protect Tory Lanez in prison, right? With B. She ain't doing none of that. She didn't say protect Tory Lanez in prison. And so I thought she would have put out a PSA to her barbs, secret prison guards that are barbs. She didn't say none of that to actually protect Tory Lanez. And so that's why you have to be careful putting your faith in a barb, because a barb will let you down, because guess what a barb represents? Fakeness, plastic, not real. That is what a barb represents. Now, I feel for people that have loved ones in prison that is in there and they did not deserve to be there. They're innocent. But I don't have that. You don't have my sympathy if you are in prison and you committed a vicious crime. I have a brother that is in prison. He did it. He did the crime and he got to do the time. But obviously, he don't feel no remorseful. He calling every day, talking to his friends, talking to his girls, multiple of them, saying what he gonna do when he get out. None remorseful. I got on the phone with him about a handful of times, and I said, "Did you gonna get your GED, or are you working to get type of skills so when you come out to the real world you do?" It always no. I ain't gonna do that. Can you call somebody on three-way? Can you do that? I don't do nothing. Can you send me some money from them? No, because I'm not gonna send you nothing, because you're not trying to be better in prison. You're not trying to get your GED. There's programs in the prison. It's just excuses. You're setting yourself up to come out worse when you first went in. So why would I send you anything? No, you're going to eat that choke sandwiches. You're going to eat that choke banana bread. And I'm not giving you nothing, because you're not trying to be a better person behind bars. I said, are you reading books? Are you studying? Are you learning your math? And all of these type of things, because you're going to need it when you come out. Because if you come out the same way you went in, guess what? You either going to go back to prison, or you're going to go back to Burroughs Cemetery, or you're going to be laid out at A.R. Lee's funeral parlor. You have to understand to make that change. And Tory Lanez have came out and said, I'm different. I'm sorry. I'm remorseful. And then soon as he find out that he will not be able to get out on appeal, he called Megan Cunha googly eyes. So that just lets you know right then and there that he wasn't remorseful at all. It was all for clicks and views. It was all for just to get out of prison. It was just all what it was about. I just don't understand that. And as a world, when we look at this, we understand that Tory Lanez have the ear of the world. He can go live. He have unreleased tracks he can put out, etc. I mean, he could use AI to do music, and he can write it, and then the AI voice can do it. So it's multiple different things that Tory Lanez could do to be a productive citizen. Let's not act like he can't do it. So come on, brother. Let's go. And you don't have my sympathy. You're literally going to put an AI album out, and you're going to probably write it and let the AI person do it, throwing out against Megan Thee Stallion. Wait till Megan Thee Stallion release her album. Get an album cover. Let it all be AI, artificial intelligence, and you're going to be able to still stream and make money, because there is a huge sector that is against Megan Thee Stallion because of their internal hatred of Black women, or their internal hatred of hating themselves, because most of them are Black women that is supporting you. So you're going to still make money. So let's not act like that's not going to be the case for you. All right. Let's not act like that's not going to happen. All right. This is not going to act like that. All right. I just not going to get that. And people would say, they say it's free in there. It's men who are lawyers and have engineering degrees. There's no way I'll go in for 10 or 20 years and come out with nothing. Absolutely. When I look at Brother Malcolm X, and mind you, when he was in prison, there was no internet, there was no station here, there was no OnlyFans, there was nothing. Only thing he had was a book, and he read the book, and to the point there wasn't a good lighting system, because if you read the autobiography of Malcolm X, as told to Alex Haley, he literally almost went blind because he was trying to read with those dim lights. And he became out so powerful. He shook up the world. We're still talking about Malcolm X decades later, almost a century later. We're still talking about his good work. So again, and he went to prison. He was a criminal. He only finished I believe the 8th grade. So learn from those icons and legends and our ancestors that you could make it. And so now there is no excuse. The only excuse is, there is no excuse. Like, come on, baby. You can definitely do it. There's no excuse at all. Come on now. All right. Let's just stop with the cap. That ain't nothing but cap. All right. I'm just gonna tell you right there. That ain't nothing but cap, as what they saying, as what people will say. It ain't nothing but cap. And let's keep it all the way clear with that. I know some people gonna be saying, but Wiley, it's saying you don't know. What if it was you? I pray that I never want to be in prison, right? I don't want to pop a person in their pinky toe. And I had my issues with the law because of what I had with the law. And I paid my debt to society. But my crime was different. There is different type of crimes that you can do. All crimes is not the same. You cannot compare property damage where nobody were hurt to a man that had a weapon that wasn't registered to a person that went to a library and threw a couple of books around the room. You can't compare the two. You just can't compare. It's two different crimes. It's two different crimes. When it comes to, I would say, and I have to be clear with this, when it comes to this person, Tory Lanez, he did it. He did a very vicious thing in California. I mean, listen, California don't play when you have an unregistered firearm and you discharge it. They don't play it out. And then look at the area that the crime was committed in, a very quiet, wealthy, white neighborhood. And of course you're going to go down for that. What do you expect? Like, come on. Let's not play these foolish games here. Let's not act like we don't know how things operate in this business, because I know how they operate. Do you know how they operate? I know when you play these foolish games, you come out with foolish prizes. Let's be crystal clear on that. Now, look, I'm so excited that I am literally almost I'm just excited of the type of shows that I'm putting out here, showing y'all so much love, man. Speaking about the love, man, let's talk about Dr. Love. What'd he go? Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy this, Diddy that. So he had an album came out called the Love Album. The album flopped, sold less than 30,000 copies. And personally, it wasn't a bad album. It really wasn't. The album was the Love Album, Off the Grid. And two of my favorite records off that album. Number one, my favorite record is Closer to God, featuring Tiana Taylor. And also Kim Porter, featuring Babyface and John Legend. My two favorite records on the album. The problem is a lot of folks didn't even know he had an album out. You literally had it out here that you had an album and that you went to BET. You didn't do no tour. You didn't go to different malls of America, say have an album, having people perform at the radio stations, having Tiana Taylor perform at the radio station. He also had Burna Boy on there. He actually had so many people, Ty Dolla $ign, Coco Jones. None of these people did a tour about this album. You also had is it Swan Lee? You also had Mary J. Blige. Where the promo? Back in the day, you had people doing radio show interviews, morning show interviews. You cannot expect people to stream your stuff just showing up on one platform. You didn't come on the Wiley Show. We send you a message. Y'all think y'all better than coming on the YouTube. Where are you at? You ain't on no podcast talking about this. This is the promo that they do now. They definitely go out there and say, hey, let me go and put it out here and just go to the Breakfast Club, BT. That's it. No, bruh. You got to do BT, WGTI, Diddy in the morning in Dallas. You got to go all over podcasts, over 100 podcast appearances. You need to be on WWE. You need to be on NXT. You need to be on Impact Wrestling. You need to be on just so many other entities. Why are you just going on these two same places? No, you need to be out there performing. There's multiple different events and different clubs that you should be sending all of these artists going out there and perform. And then people were saying that, I believe Motown or Universal, whoever produced it or the label it was on, they didn't put no money in marketing. Diddy got money. Just put your own money up there and push it out there so it can sell. This is the reason why music is dying, because the artists are, quite frankly, lazy. They're lazy. The only thing they want to do now, go to the Breakfast Club. And I rarely listen to the Breakfast Club, right? I rarely listen to it. Go to the Breakfast Club, put out a tweet, go live on Instagram, chew ice, eat chicken on IG Live. That's it. No, if you want the consumer to watch and listen to your album, you need to do a tour. You need to get your Uber account and start singing in Uber and going viral. Consumers want you to come to consumers. They don't want you to just do one thing. No, it's not that consumers got to come to you. You got to come to the consumer. This is the industry we're living in. You should be going to different high schools performing and different colleges and universities performing. Go to HBCU performing, singing for Coach Prime, his players, singing an album, singing a song, and going viral. But just sitting there, putting it on iTunes and hoping that they will buy it and throwing it in the air and see where it lands, it's not going to land anywhere. I'm just not going to understand it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. I hope that Diddy understand, and you've been in the business more than longer than I've been alive almost, right? You literally failed. You just failed. You thought just because I got Justin Bieber, I got Tiana Taylor, I got Mary J. Blige, oh my gosh, it's gonna sell. We stopped fooling with Mary J. Blige when she stopped being a drunk and stopped going through drinking herself and stopped screwing Danny Boy, because she screwed him when he was a teenager. He was a child, a minor. That's no allegedly. He wrote in his book. So you really thought that just because having this sick woman, Mary J. Blige, on there, which she should be on the SO list with Kenneth Petty, you thought that this album was just going to go internationally? No, bruh. Absolutely not. This is laziness. And then I'm a YouTube Prime supporter, so I go to the Prime. It's supposed to be an after party. You do 2 minutes in your private jet. It didn't have no substance, no Tiana Taylor, no Mary J. Blige. At least with Cardi B, what she does, she go live on YouTube. She go live on Instagram. I love that. You didn't even do that. You have the Revolt Network. Where are your performance of Mary J? Where are your performance with Tiana Taylor? You have a whole network with Jason Lee. He have a podcast over there. You got Carisha Please over there. Where was Tiana Taylor talking about that and they're performing on Carisha Please? You're just blatantly lazy and you got money. I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. It's pure laziness, Diddy. Pure laziness, Dr. Love. Whatever you want to call yourself. This was a failure because you did not promote it and market this album right. No different than was that Tasha, the girl from Escape. This is the reason why her album flopped, because she didn't promote. You got the UK. You ain't performing in the UK. You got all of these markets. You got the South Africa market. You got all of these markets out here in the world. Y'all don't go. Y'all just expect, because I'm Diddy, we don't rock like that. You really got to work hard to promote it. One person I remember when Tyrese released Black Rose, and it didn't really sell that much. So you know what he did? He started going to the stores, started going to Walmart, and this is what I think this is his last CD that came out. He started going, you know what I did? I purchased the CD and I think the DVD at the time, and he showed us, and the album was good, and it shot up to the charts. Why? Because he started going to the consumers. He started doing it. That's how it worked. You got to go to the consumers. You just cannot sit at home. Oh my gosh, they're going to do it. And another thing, Diddy, you're not the main act. You pretty much slapped your name on something. You ain't singing or rapping on none of this stuff. Probably like one song. Like, you just pure laziness. You ain't singing and rapping on none of the records. Tiana Taylor just did it. Closer to God was just a song. It's lit. Need a video. And I can just tell you how to do the video. But why would I tell you and you steal it and they won't pay me? Because look how you screwed over the Bad Boy people and then finally gave them their publishing. Let me tell you how stupid and foolish you are. You get these people their publishing, but it comes with them signing an NDA that they can't even criticize you publicly. If they criticize you publicly, that they will lose a deal with their publishing. The publisher will go right back to you, Diddy. So that's insulting to do. So you're evil in that regard. I don't care how good your lips look, how clean your face look, and how white your teeth look, and how you screwing Carisha Please with your Viagra. Let's be crystal clear on this, Diddy. You fail as an artist. You fail as a human being. You fail as a person because a lot of those artists came on that album and to be successful. You know, who want to do an album and don't nobody want to listen to it? A stupid person. I don't want to do no album singing to myself. That's a sign of mental illness, right? Or do you doing a whole album? You just want to just sing and want nobody. You want people to hear it. If you are a music artist, you want people to consume your art. Just like the song, the Kim Porter song with Babyface, which I do love. That song, by the way, I do love that song. By the way, is a very emotional song that need a video. Pretty much none of these records on here that's entitled Kim Porter, none of it. Babyface and John Legend, they did it. It took me on an emotional roller coaster. It needs some visuals. You're blatantly lazy, Diddy. You are lazy. And I know a lot of people kiss your butt because they want to be invited to the party with the boys and invited with whatever you have, those Diddy parties, and the party that Usher went to when he was a minor and was introduced with so much generational trauma. Let's be crystal clear on here. I'm not going to kiss your butt because I don't care nothing about your butt. Your butt is not that interesting. What I will do is kick you in your butt with facts. You, sir, need to do a better job promoting and marketing your album. Do a better job putting your album out there, showing the world that you are a talented human being by putting out the work. You don't market and put out the work. I don't consider yourself a great artist at all. I consider yourself a lazy artist because a good artist, a great artist, we're promoting. Most of you all try to follow Beyonce's shoes. Well, Beyonce is not there doing interviews. Well, Beyonce built that infrastructure, but she's still posting on Instagram. She still got a massive support of there. And yet Beyonce can sell more if she stopped being lazy, because she could sell way more if she do press conferences, if she do interviews, if she do podcasts and all of those topics. She can sell way more, but her whole strategy is, I don't care enough if it don't sell or not sell. I'm not making most of my money on album sales. Columbia Records here. So I'm just going to use this as promo to go on tour. And everybody say stop. And then everybody stop. Don't speak and all of that. And so I understand that her strategy is because she grows so much with her tour, way more than the album. She just used that as a soundtrack so they can learn a couple of lyrics and blah, blah, blah. Everybody go on there and perform at her concert and spend overpriced thing. And you all the way up there in the bleachers, can't even hardly see it, but spending hundreds of dollars, and most of y'all did that and can't even pay your rent or put food on the table. You had to go to see Queen Bee. Anyway, but that's not here or there. But this is about Diddy. Diddy needs to get it together, okay? I don't understand Diddy and DJ Khaled, whomever, because one thing about DJ Khaled, anybody else that does that, they actually promote, and he did not promote this album well. He did not. This was a complete laziness, sloppy marketing and promoting. It was sad. He did not do a good job. I understand that he produced and all of that type of stuff, but Diddy don't make beats at all. He don't make beats from scratch. He don't do that. He just don't. I just think it was just plain laziness. And I say this to artists all the time. I've said it to people that I F with in my real life. I said, don't just depend on your name only. You got to put your foot to the pavement, knock on doors, go to events, go to musical events, go to open mic nights, go to comedy nights, and really be out there promoting in your music. It's so much that you can do as an artist. To do it, it's so many outlets for you as an artist to make money. It's so many outlets for you to become a star. It's so many outlets for you to be this. It's so many lanes to promote. And then I'm going to send you another email, Diddy, Dr. Love, to come on the Wiley Show. And I'm going to continue to send an email to Columbia Records or Universal, Motown Records, and publicists. I'm going to keep on sending emails. I'm that type of person. I don't care. Only thing I need is a yes. I'm not going to stop until I get a yes. I'm not going to stop until I get a yes, all right? I'm going to keep on writing letters and to make sure emails to make sure we can get you all on the show, because typically y'all are sleeping on YouTubers, right? We have the cultures. We are touching people that consume, because half of us, like myself, we ask for cash apps, which we get sometimes. We ask for super chats, which we get sometimes. But they are consuming our content. So if you sit on this show, it would have sold more than 30,000. We have 32,000, and every 31 32,000 or 33,000 people would have purchased your album just by you sitting on the Wiley Show. And then a lot of people would have been pressed and upset you sitting on the Wiley Show. They would have been doing a review on you sitting on the Wiley Show. That would have drove up more streams, right? It would have went viral because, number one, we're going to ask you some good old questions, right? Just like we asked Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey, family member, a very serious, in-depth question, which that interview should drop very soon. So I would ask you some questions. We would love to have a conversation with Tiana Taylor and her husband and her saying there was no infidelity. I would love to ask her some questions about that. And I would love to ask a question about Mary J. Blige. How foolish and stupid can she be having a husband and he pretty much took all of her money and she had to go into debt and have to rebuild. And now she had to sing over and over and over just to get her wealth back. So it was so many questions I could definitely ask. I could have asked questions about Justin Bieber and how he went on to being a whole Christian and being some weird act and how he was just being used and pimped out as a young teenager child star. It was so many questions I could have asked. I'm not going to go on and on and on about the type of question. I would have talked to Babyface and about how he screwed over Tony Braxton allegedly and screwed over so many artists as a musical executive and how he lived so very well as an artist and writer, but he screwed over some of his counterparts. I would have asked these questions because typically the Breakfast Club is a sold out multi-million-dollar machine that they don't ask y'all any of the tough questions that people want to know. The reason why I believe a lot of these media outlets are losing their support to regular folks like myself or new form media because we're asking what people want to know. People can see through the fake stuff. They want something real. They want something organic. They want something hard-hitting. They want something to make their mouth drop. They want something to make them, when they look at their underwear, they say, you know what? I got to change and put on another pair of underwear. Because I couldn't believe Wiley asked that type of question. Now, Diddy, I highly suggest that you all go purchase 2 records off the album, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to purchase the full album. Half of it was trash. The one I'm going to do, Closer to God, I'll purchase that on iTunes, and I'm going to purchase Kim Porter, featuring Babyface and John Legend. Them the only 2 songs I'm going to do, and I believe that's about $2. Now, if you don't have $2, I pray that God give you $2. $2. I pray that he give you way more than $2. That's my prayer if you ain't got $2. You know, especially if you watch me on YouTube and you ain't got $2. So I'm going to purchase that. I'm going to purchase Kim Porter. I'm going to purchase that record, and I'm also going to purchase Closer to God because those are my 2 favorite records on the song. On the album. And hopefully y'all purchase it too. And when y'all purchase it, tag me in there, tag Diddy in there. Let me see if I got any real support that watched the show all the way through. This is why I did it towards the end, because I want to see if I got some real Wiley Show supporters or do I just got hate watchers. Now, if you're a true Wiley Show supporter, I want you to buy Closer to God, and also I want you to buy the Kim Porter record, and I want you to screenshot it, tag Diddy, and tag Wiley. Let me see how many real supporters that watched the video. I did this on purpose to see who really rocks with Wiley and who only rock with me with words. I want to see if your action. I gave you a direct order and a direct command. Let me see if you can follow it, all right? Let me see if I really got some real followers up in here. If I get 2, I will be honored. Okay. All right. I would love to see those particular 2 songs. And let me see if somebody could just buy it on iTunes. Let me just see it. Okay. Now the order again, I want to say again, Closer to God. I want to say Kim Porter. I want to see if you purchase those 2 records and you tag Diddy name in there. You tag Wiley name in there. I want to see if you, I want to see my real supporters. I just want to see, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I want to really see. Some of y'all got $2 to spare. I mean, all that licking and lapping you doing with these men, if you ain't got $2, something wrong with you. At least back in the day when Life was going out, you know, and Martin, I believe the lady needed about a couple of dollars for her church event, and she screwed him very well. You know, he screwed her. You know, he screwed her really well, and he gave that woman about his last $4-5 or whatever. This before Eddie Murphy character got screwed over and got cheated out of his money when he was gambling, and he gambled out of his daddy watch. So that woman knew back in the 40s and 50s how to use her yoni, right, to get his last amount of money, right? You all got to use that. See, the yoni have always been powerful. The only reason why you broke with your yoni is because you gave that power away. You got to know how to eulogize, you know, use and be unified with the yoni. Anyway, But I want you all to buy this record again. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again for you people in the back. I want you to get Closer to God featuring Tiana Taylor. Tag Diddy, Tiana Taylor, and myself. I want you to get the record Kim Porter, Babyface is featuring Babyface and John Legend. I want you to tag Wiley, Babyface, John Legend, and myself. I want to see how much real support I have from the producers. I'm going to start testing my real supporters and see where is that real support at. Because some of y'all just in words. I want to see my real support at. Follow me on IG. Now, you know my Instagram. What is my Instagram? At WILEYSHOW. At WILEYSHOW. It's on Instagram. If you're on my Facebook page, go to the Wiley Show Facebook page. Tag the Wiley Show Facebook page, which we're doing very well over there, to say so myself. Screenshot, tag our name over there on Facebook. You go to TikTok, make a video. You can follow me on TikTok at Wiley Show. There's so many ways that you can contact. If you're on my Twitter, tag me on Twitter at Wiley Show. Let me see where you're at. And that's why I made sure I did this particular segment at this time, to see if I truly got real support, or do I just got people in words? All right. Now, I believe in the UK, I believe they have iTunes in the UK. Paul, do they have iTunes in Africa or some parts of Africa, South Africa, Mali, do they have any over that? Can you really check over there and see if they have any iTunes over there in Africa? I believe they do. Can you, all of our, some type of way you can buy the record or UK? I believe they did. Paul, can you please Google that? Because I did have a conversation with a person last night in my members only, and she said don't group that continent as Africa, say a name. I know it's a lot of scammers in Nigeria, so I don't know if they have a scam, Nigeria, allegedly, but they do have some scammers there. I want to know if people in my Nigerian listeners, if they can buy it. Now, I don't know about Haiti, if Haiti got the internet, the infrastructure for it. So I'm going to give Haiti a pass because y'all dealing with gang infestation and dealing with a lot of crime over in Haiti. So, but I want y'all to make sure that y'all can buy. You can do that as well. Make sure y'all can buy that as well. And so I would love for you all to go purchase that record. All right, let's move on because I got more topics to talk about. All right, man, I got more topics to talk about. Man, oh man, I want to do the Diddy dance. I don't even know how to do the Diddy dance. Let me drink me some water, man. Oh God. Okay, let me, okay. I can take him off the screen. I can take him off the screen now. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking him off the screen right now. I don't care if you don't like it. I'm taking him off the screen right now. All right. Now, let's get into this Joe Budden. Let me see if I can find Joe Budden. Y'all bear with me. Y'all shout out to Paul because Paul is on it. He's controlling this behind the scenes. So, Joe Budden and Tasha K. I'm not going to get into everything I said about Tasha K, but I said a lot. I did a short. I was going at her for what she said about Joe Budden, insulting Joe Budden, the jealous rage, the manic depression rant, etc. This woman was extremely pissed at Joe Budden. But now we finally got Joe Budden to respond. Joe Budden said that he didn't put the interview out not because of Cardi. He didn't put the interview out because of legal issues with the interview that she was saying about the lawsuit and that he could not get a clearance legally. So this man just lied. You literally said this wasn't about Cardi, but then he went on and said it's about the legal thing that she said out of the lawsuit. So legally, I couldn't put it out because she said something about Cardi. Girl, don't sit here and lie to me, Joe Budden. Please don't. Please don't. I'm not like some of these women that you touch on and that you run over. I'm not Ish or Ash or any of these other co-hosts on your show that you playing these games, bruh. What you saying is a bunch of cow manure. Either you literally got a phone call from Cardi B and you said it wasn't about Cardi B, but then you're gonna say I'm not putting it out because of legal issues. Honey, you ain't putting it out because you don't want to lose a bag with Cardi and her followers, her goons. They don't want to slap you across your bald head. See, you don't want to go through that. You don't want to be like Charlamagne when he talked about Lil' Kim and he was getting run up on outside the radio station. Let's not be clear here. Let's not play stupid. Who do you think you're talking to, Joe Budden? Listen, I'm not going to kiss your butt. What you doing for the podcast industry is great, but I ain't kissing your butt. Your butt ain't all that clean to kiss. It looking kind of stinky and dirty because what you doing is you ain't no alpha man, you a beta. Because you allow these women to control your show, that you want to put it out there. You being asked questions. Tasha K do have a name, but don't sit and lie. Just say it. I ain't putting it out there because I don't want to lose my bag because Cardi B is more powerful than Tasha K. That's it. And I respect, I said, at least the man telling the truth. But don't sit here and lie, talking about this ain't about Cardi B at all. But I ain't putting up podcast because I put out the podcast and the pod because the lawsuit and legally I couldn't clear with the... Get up out of here with that crap. You are lying. You're sitting there lying to the world. And Joe Budden, I've had so much respect for you standing up for getting your just due as a podcast host. But this is a whole lie you saying about Tasha K. And see, I'm going to say it without cussing you out because I ain't going to have to cuss you out. I have more class than Tasha K. You know, number one, she have a very limited vocabulary. She grew up in the filthy part of the South, filthy part of it, right? With no running water. She had to use the water outside and shower outside and beg for food and scraps. So I didn't grow up from that part. I grew up from the North. And I know when somebody is trying to play me to be a fool. And you can't play me to be a fool. That ain't going to happen. So I'm not going to allow you with your foolish self sit there and lie. If you knew you got the call from Cardi, you don't want to go, you don't want to deal with the smoke. But say that, because we already know the answer. That's why Tasha K is mad and upset. Now, do I agree with you not putting that head? It's your platform. I'm glad, because I'm on Team Cardi B. Because what Tasha K did, she was wrong. Just take her bag, snatch it. Who cares? The lady laughed at me. I supposed to do a podcast with her. She lied and said the baby had a whole asthma attack. This before he's swinging around in trees in Africa, trained to be a child soldier, doing about 3,000 push-ups in front of Queen King Oguga out there somewhere in the swamp of the Congo. So I don't care. Don't do it. Don't make me no difference. But don't just don't lie. Tell the truth of what it is. Because she sat there and lied about me. We supposed to do a podcast, and then I'm on her app. And then she said she banned me from the app because I would no longer get free privileges. I've been paying this bald-headed liar all my money, and she sat there and lied to me. So it's always going to be F her. Take her bag. I want her children to stand in the food stamp line and put out a sign, please feed me, because my mama got us in $4 million debt. Till I see that, keep pressing against Cardi B. Don't care. But at least be honest. At least I'm standing on how I feel, and I'm telling you why I'm upset. I'm telling you why I flipped on my position, because she lied. Should have never lied to me. You should have told me why you trash, your eyes cocked. I don't want you, your snotty nose self, your dirty self on my podcast. I respect her, but don't lie to me. Because if you do, I'm going to talk about you forever. All right? As long as you're a public figure, I'm going to talk about you. And I'm going to still talk about you if you end up in a nursing home. And if I end a nursing home in a rocket chair, I'm going to still talk about how bald-headed and evil you was. And I'm still talking about your weird, pathetic husband, because some of you dusty-looking women, you never talk about the men. I always talked about the men. I actually challenged her husband to a boxing match. I want to box her husband. Tell her husband to come on out here. And if I see him October 20th, I don't know what I'm going to do on October 20th. So I may just stay at home. I may literally go on over there to Africa somewhere and literally sit over there with the Warrior Chiefs. Because if I go there October 20th, I may show up at that event and put on some boxing gloves and challenge that brother to a boxing match. And let's see who wins. Okay? And this ain't gonna be this gonna be somebody gotta knock somebody out to win. So anyway, because I know how she talk. Y'all never come after the men. Yeah, I'll tell your husband to put on some boxing gloves. I'm ready right now. All right. Anyway, so I got myself caught up in the moment. I do apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. This is how I really feel. F it. Apologize, nothing. Well, I'm apologizing for this. Is how I truly feel. I'm upset. Yes, I'm mad. So I'm pissed. There ain't no wrong with me being pissed, Paul. I understand that. I got to be professional and all that. F that being professional. F professionalism. I'm on the internet. I'll be professional and I go to my regular 9 to 5. Over here, I'm weird. I'm ready to go in. Okay. I know she was upset and pissed that she lost that. That's her fault. But at least for me, I'm pissed without the $4 million in there. I got a little debt. I think $50,000 in debt. It's going down a little bit due to the President Biden, canceling student loan debt. It's going down a little bit. I would say it's almost down to $40,000 in debt. So I ain't got no problem. I could really get through that. But I ain't got no $4 million in debt. That's a whole lot. I got about a little 40,000, and that, you know what I'm saying. And my credit is going up a little bit. It's going up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? $4 million. It's going up a little bit. But Joe Budden, you are sad and pathetic. And I'm going to come to you, brother, from the heart. And I want you all to tell Joe Budden that if he don't start telling the truth, I'm going to start doing content on him. And Melissa Ford, this is what gets me about you. You are a failed video vixen. You failed at that. You flopped at that, honestly. You supposed to have a book, talk about your experiences. And let me tell you why you so weird, Melissa Ford. And I know you upset that I'm talking about you because they're going to send it to you because Jason Lee watched this show. You need to tell the world how Jason Lee screwed you over. Don't be a weak, pathetic woman. Your mother is dead, and your mother always stood up for what is right. She told you the truth. She don't want you to be a coward that you're being mistreated by a man and you're shutting up to the fact. Your mother has gone. She's up there dancing with the angels, I think. Oh, no, she ain't dancing with angels yet. Ain't nobody been called yet, according to scripture. But your mother wants you to be a warrior, not being somebody floozy and somebody little co-host and not telling the truth of how Jason Lee abused you mentally and screwed you over when you was in that car accident and then pay you fairly. You need to stand up, woman, and be a true black woman. And you're not an American black woman. You're over there from Canada. So give me that Canada version. At least you from Canada. Speak up, black woman. Sitting there with your foolish self. Anyway, you a whole foreigner women. You acting weird. Tell us what went on with Jason Lee, and come call me on the Wiley Show. You can send me an email at wileyshow@gmail.com. You can text me at 972-674-9462. Or leave me a voicemail if I don't answer. Or you can email me my other email, wileyshowproduction@gmail.com. I would love to have a conversation with you. I would love to, because you weird and weak. I want you to be a strong woman. You too weak. All right. Now, Tasha Cat, I want you to grow some hair. You too bald head. I don't want to see no bald headed one. I want you to have some hair. I want you to start growing that hair out. You look too masculine with that shade. I want some hair. I don't want no woman. Her hair, Lord, my hair. I'm a dumper, and I'm gonna tell the judge, Your Honor, the reason why I'm dumping her because she's trying to look like me with a bald fade. I want a woman with some hair. I want her gone. All right. Anyway, now I want to say thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. I see y'all in the chat showing love. And I love that y'all is here on this Monday. And I know y'all going to say, is this live? Don't worry about it. It's live when you watch it. All right, don't worry about it, because it ain't like you was going to call in. It ain't like I was going to get 8,000, 10,000 people in the chat. So don't worry about is it live or pre-recorded. You don't even call in. Most people that said in the chat don't call in, don't even send $3 million to the show. So don't worry about if it's live or pre-recorded. It's on your television screen, you watching it. So what is the difference if it's live or pre-recorded? Like you going to call in, like you going to send this big old, like, come on now, get someone sit down with that foolishness. Come on, like it's different. Sit down. You still depressed and single, pre-recorded or live. So don't worry about what I do if it's pre-recorded live, because you don't participate when we do open up the phone lines, honey. Okay? Now, we do go live a lot on Station Head. We beat our competitors on Station Head, doing very well. So if you do want me to be live, come over to my Station Head. You know why you didn't come up to my Station Head? Because I will drag you and your children. They're going to get dragged first, okay? Because I do drag children. I don't believe in keep the children out of it if they're going to be on it. Because some of these dusty kids be calling my cell phone, trolling me on their mama behalf. And I told one of them, if you do it again, I'm going to give him something that his daddy should have gave him. And I'm going to give him this strong, when I tell you, I'm talking about strong discipline. I told him that. I said discipline. I said, you call this phone again, look person, I'm going to show you better. Don't you ever call my phone again. You better apologize. And he got on the phone, I apologize. And I said, I apologize. I said, you better say, I apologize, Mr. Wiley. Sir, don't you ever call my phone trolling me for your mama. I don't play that with no little kid. You a little kid. Don't play with me. All right? Don't you play with me like that. And so he stopped calling to that. He said, I'm so sorry, sir. And he always called me sir and everything. I don't play that. Don't you troll me with your crazy mama. Your mama got you up there doing all that. I rebuked that child. What you thought? I don't play that anyway. Because he said his daddy was gone in jail. So I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. But they be having their kids calling my cell phone, my 972 number. That, you know what I'm saying? 972-674-9462. You got that child on there. He obese, heavy breathing. Can't even hardly breathe right. And I asked the little baby, I said, how much do you weigh? He said, I weigh 175 pounds. He in the 6th grade. I said, you too obese. Get your big behind in the gym somewhere. Don't you get on this phone trolling. Hit that treadmill before you sit and troll me. Okay? Anyway. It don't make no sense. They be calling my cell phone. I be listening to voicemail. You know, I'm thinking it's Beyonce. I'm thinking it's a business deal. I'm thinking it's Bishop T.D. Jakes or something. It's somebody nappy-headed son calling my phone, trolling me off their mama. Don't play with me. All right. Anyway, now, I don't play at all with people. I think so. I love y'all. Now, if anybody want to call in, you can. If this is pre-recorded, if you want to make your voice heard, for those that are on station here listening, you can call in right now, 972-674-90. What was that number? 9462. If you want to call in. For those that are watching pre-recorded, you can always leave a voicemail on what you want to say about the topic, 972-674-9462. Or we're going to go on station here and we're going to keep the conversation going. If you want to call in, if you got something to say about this subject, that I said something about Diddy, I said something about all your faves. If you got something to say, you can call in at this very moment. If you got something to say, all right. Tasha K, she's dealing with an identity crisis. She identity crisis she's dealing with. And Joe Budden dealing with an identity crisis too. But we ain't gonna go too deeper in that. I just want to see if anybody wanted to call in and give their thoughts. This is the time. If you want to call in to give your thoughts on that, this is the time. And for those that cannot hear me, you can always give your thoughts as well. Just give your thoughts. You can call in, give your thoughts. It will be recorded, and I'll play it at a later date because some of y'all be doing the most. But I still love you. All right. All right. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments here. Oh my gosh, y'all is in here. I see some of my people from the UK is in here. Beautiful person from the UK. I see her in here. I see Dream. She said my BMI is normal. Give me a second. Somebody is calling in. Hello, you live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, someone just asked me to call in. You said to call in, so someone just texted me to call in.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
So I want to say this. Hey, I don't want to curse because I don't want to mess up your coin, but I just want to say, Joe Budden, you are PUSSY. You are punk because you did Tasha K dirty. You knew how Tasha K get down, so why invite her? Why? You're a coward. You should have released the video. I don't know if this is the plot to gain traction. So when you do release it, you have one up on Cardi B, but I think it's a play on Cardi B. I don't like that girl. I don't see it for her. She's late to me. She's a knot. But I think it's a play for Cardi B. But he shouldn't do that. But then again, Tasha K do interviews and then she don't release it, but she will release it on a later date when the time is right. Correct? But what he's saying, Joe Budden saying he won't ever release it. Am I correct?
He said he's not going to release it because of legal reason and legal purposes. He says not about Cardi, but it's legally about what she said about the lawsuit.
But he should have known the risk. He knows Tasha came out. He knows. Stop being a coward and release it. We the people, we the street, want that interview. We want to know what was said in that interview. We want it raw. Because I want to know. But you know what? I think Tasha K got one up on him. How we know if Tasha K wasn't secretly recording that video, that interview?
We shall see, man. This would have been
good. This is a dirty game, but I'm here for it.
This would have been good for Tasha K too, right? For her brand, for the branding part. This would have been awesome.
It would have been great. But my whole thing is, he was going to release it, but he got coward. He's cowardly. He's scary. And everyone, that's doing YouTube, everyone that's in the media, you guys need to be on Tasha K's side because, for example, you could be in this predicament as well. Don't silence someone because someone with the higher power, not holding nothing over me, but someone is holding something over Joe Budden, and that's why he's not releasing. We have to think. It's logic, correct?
I agree. I agree on that.
He also said Jay-Z. He also said he's kind of scared of Jay-Z too. This is crazy. Because if you do an interview, Wiley, and someone call you and tell you not to put it out, like it's like getting blackballed.
It's like that. It's like getting blackballed. Honestly,
I think we should be on Tasha K's side here. Come on, man.
Facts.
Honestly speaking, yeah, it's a key. But yeah, like I'm on yesterday doing a pre, and he's on Joe Budden's side. Like, come on, because you could be in that too as well.
Absolutely.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Absolutely. I agree.
I stand with my sister, Tasha K, and I think Joe Budden is PUSSY. And you were supposed to dip, Wiley. Did you dip?
I did.
I love you. I'm gonna go back to work, but somebody told me to call in.
All right. I love you too. All right, you guys. Also, listen, we're not done, child. I'm going to talk about some more stuff, right? We are not done at all. I have to talk about Blueface and Chrisean. Let's get them on the docket. Blueface and Chrisean. I told you I'm not done. I have to talk about some more people because this couple is all around doing the ultimate most. So, of course, we did a video yesterday about Blueface. He posted a video of his son, a hernia and stuff. Make sure y'all go check it out. It's 30 minutes. I'm going to drop it in the comments here. And it literally doing really well in the ratings. And we presented a question to my audience, and we asked, should CPS take custody of Blueface and Chrisean children, right? We asked you all that because he did post his baby with no clothes on the internet, right? For the world to see. And so we asked you guys, do you think CPS should take custody of Chrisean Jr.? 41% said yes. 59% said no, and you all are still voting. So make sure y'all continue to vote on that because it's on the community wall. So now Blueface, he said all of those tweets yesterday. He did multiple tweets yesterday concerning this event of his child. And I want to show y'all the tweets that he said. I want to read it to y'all and show it to y'all on the screen here because he said some tweets as well as Chrisean. She had some tweets as well. And I want to make sure I bring it to you all because it's very important that we get those tweets out. Wait a minute. Where is those tweets? Okay. All right. I think I already read Blueface tweets, but give me a second. I want to see if I can find his tweets. I know I downloaded it and showed it to you all. Oh, okay. Give me a second here. I want to make sure that we can bring those tweets up. Because if not, then I will give you Chrisean her tweets of her response of it. So where is it at? Okay, I can't find his. But anyway, I'm going to go to Chrisean her tweets because she responded because we did a Blueface breakdown. So I want to make sure we get hers first. Okay, today is the 25th. Okay, 25th. Okay, the 25th. Okay, the 25th. Okay. I want to make sure we get the dates right. So this is what I put out to the world of this particular tweets. And here we go. We want to show you all Chrisean tweets concerning Blueface because Blueface was dragging her, said she unfit mother, that she missed the doctor's appointment, etc., and that she want to sleep with Blueface again. Anyway, and that he feel like she's more concerned about the baby using her for clout. But this is what she had to say regarding this. Tweet number 1. She said, got my locks changed, my bros, VAS, and lawyers on standby. Watch your step, Whack and Blue. That's all I'm saying. Everyone is watching y'all every move. And plus, Blue be more concerned about your probation than taking my baby from me as leverage. I have documentation, Jonathan Porter. That is Blueface government name. So then let's go to this. She said, woo, Blueface, now you really pulled that card trying to get my kid taken from me, knowing I'm actually doing my best. I need y'all to back the F up for real serious. I promise. Soon as you make one step in our direction with trouble, just know the Lord ain't messing around. Be safe, playing a devilish game. I'd be glad when they take your goofy A word away from that temper M word case. Worry about that probation officer that's trying to send you to jail. Then she also wrote these tweets. She said, woo, okay, really trying to get the kid taken when you know I'm actually doing my best. I need y'all to back the F up for real. Then she said in there, woo, woo, woo. Blueface and Whack 100. Blue knows his appointments is already set with his surgeon. Don't sit here and lie now. I've been making it all of my appointments in Baltimore. Who got the video of him recording himself at the concert saying, I had to go handle some serious matter. I got a crush for real, but it ain't serious nothing. I take the last tweet back. So she's trolling Blueface, and Blueface think that she's going to try to screw Lil Baby, all right? It's just all around toxic. And I've all came out yesterday, and I said, I believe that Child Protective Services, Los Angeles State, needs to take custody of the child because the child is definitely his private part was exposed to the public on a public platform. I believe that's a form of child P word. And then also, I believe that it's just not safe. They're using this child as a way of who can get the most clout off of it. And we do not need to see this at all. And I believe Blueface should be arrested for a crime that he committed, posting in violation of his child, posting him with no clothes on. This is disgusting for him to do this. And I am praying for the child, but this should not go on as well. This is crazy. And I believe that it's sad. That's why I put out the poll, and to see that it is almost at a split. So I'm not too far-fetched with what I believe that they should lose custody, Blueface and Chrisean, because they're both are failing flop parents, and they're both evil, and they're not doing enough job doing this. And of course, Blueface is a beta because he's allowing himself to be not a true leader. A man's supposed to lead. A woman is supposed to follow a good leader. And a woman, if you don't have a good leader beside you, you need to do a good job by standing up for your baby and understand that baby going to become a man. He's a boy now, but he one day going to become a man. I want to say thank you all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. Thank you all for showing love to the show. Make sure y'all donate to the show. Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28, Zelle Wiley Show at gmail.com. $ Marquise Wiley 28, Zelle Wiley Show at gmail.com. That is it. I would love to have y'all donations. And this was such an awesome, beautiful show. And we will see y'all in the next episode. And the great words of my sister, Dad, not so much my sister, little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times God, always remember to put God first. And people, when you have children, raise your children. Don't put your children on people. That's bad for them. You know what I'm saying? And some of these kids are disrespectful. And I got to tell you, some of these kids are very disrespectful. But make sure you raise them. And I don't really get bad at the disrespectful child if they have a unfit mother or unfit father. I look at that. I will never forget it. This brother on TikTok posts about that children are reading at a fourth grade level, and they're in the 7th grade. This is all on the schools and also mostly the parents. The parents, you are with your child the most. Mostly on the weekend, you're with them for 48 hours on the weekend. What are you doing? And I just look at my own, people, infants and nieces and nephews. They're just on their phone all day and rarely can read. So we're going to see how their life going to end up in the future. It's not going to end up right if you can't read a book, because if you can't read, you're going to get screwed. Especially a black man that can't read is a black man that is bound to be in poverty. Y'all have a good day. Talk to you later. Peace.